Seven Lamb Productions presents Chair of Swords. Episode 6, A Storm Yonder.
Mother!
What is it, Weed?
The pirates believe a storm is coming.
Aye, storm is coming. Look yonder.
Which way is Yonder?
Well, if that way is north, and that way is south, and that way is east, and that way is west, then that's yonder.
You have pointed the same way as east.
Look at the clouds, Weed. That is where a storm is set.
Will it hit us?
Does a dog walk on the four legs?
Stand back, everyone. I know the answer and shall present it with much accuracy.
No need, Scottrick. The answer is obvious. The question was that of much sarcasm.
I'm not aware of the sarcasm, but I shall say that, yes, a dog does walk on four legs. Unless, of course, it stops to piss. But at that point, is it really walking? Anyone?
Oh, you want us to answer that truthfully?
Of course.
No. A dog does not piss or walk.
Now that is surely the correct answer. Good job, Wade. You're very keen, fella.
I'm not sure what is going on, Mother.
Neither do I, random pirate. But let us set sail as best to avoid said storm.
Arrgh. It may not be easily avoided. The captain has stated that we have a 20% chance of avoiding said storm, but there is a 90% chance that we hit it.
That tells me two things. One, this captain does not understand percentages. And two, we shall be in quite a bit of trouble.
I do believe that is true.
Tell our captain to make haste.
I believe right now that he's making peanut brittle.
Yum.
He loves his hobbies.
We are in much danger.
I shall have him make haste as well.
It is time to bear down and brace for the storm.
Arrgh. I shall pass out the ponchos.
No poncho for me, fella pirate. The plastic rubs my skin and sends goose pimples down my back.
What a strong soldier you are.
So, Solaria and company headed east, but could not bypass the large storm headed in their direction.
I need all hands on deck.
Who's Dick? I'm not a gay man, but I'll do what I can to help out.
I believe he said deck.
Yeah, I knew that. I was just making fun.
Pull the mast. Get us off such waves.
Mother! You must go below, where it is dry and safe.
I have my poncho. I shall brave the storm with the crew.
Mother, I must agree with Weed. The deck is unsafe.
See? The captain knows well.
And it is unsafe for you, Weed, with your one arm.
What about me? That it's unsafe for me too, yeah?
I do not really know who you are, but you look like you are incapable of doing much.
I'll have you know that if I have a sword in my hand and a tin can of...
Again with a cutting open tin. How is he a soldier again?
Please, Mother, below deck.
He said deck, not deck, Mother. Just in case there was any confusion.
There was not.
Do not worry, Captain Sir, I'll handle this. Mother Weed, follow me below. I'll keep you safe this way.
Scottrick led Solaria and Weed to the captain's quarters, then to his dimes, then to his nickels. When they had enough change, they headed to the captain's chambers, where they played jacks and pinochle while the storm raged above.
I got a full house.
I thought we were playing Pinnacle.
I don't know how to play any card game except for 52 pickup, and even then, usually end up with only 51.
You are a strange fellow.
I shall take that as a compliment.
Do not.
Weed, mind yourself. Scottrick is a soldier and he is much needed.
Thank you, Mother of Dragons.
What if we do not make it through the storm?
We shall.
Oh, you must be brave, Weed.
Braveness will not keep us afloat.
My grandfather once told me a story. You care to hear it?
Nope.
Go ahead, Scottrick.
My grandfather was Leonidas Evermore of the Sandfall Beaches. He once grew up in a wealthy district where everyone had land and a lot of gold. They would often get together and have a grand old time.
And?
And what?
What is the story he would tell?
I just told you the story.
That was not a story.
It was a story about my grandfather.
You claimed he told you a story.
He did?
What? That he was rich and hung out with friends?
I did, well, you're not paying attention.
What does that story have to do with being brave?
Nothing.
Or storms?
Nothing at all.
Or ships?
Nothing.
What was the purpose of the fucking story?
Weed?
Sorry for such language, but it made no sense.
I was trying to pass the time.
That was fucking 10 seconds.
Weed!
Sorry, Mother.
May I tell another story?
No need.
This one is much better, I assure you.
Is it about your grandfather?
No, it's my story.
Go ahead, Scottrick.
But Mother...
We have time to pass, Weed. Let him tell.
Thank you, Mother of Dragons. One time, I stabbed someone by accident, but he was not as hurt as he let on, so I ended up finishing my supper.
Please tell me that is not the end.
What more should I tell?
Tell a fucking story.
Weed!
These stories are not stories. They're worse than your brother's jokes, Mother.
Aye, Brother Clone was a very funny man. I only wish my stories were as good as his jokes.
Me too.
Aye, Weed, you want to have a go, fat tits?
I want to punch you in your fucking face.
Have at it then.
Enough! I will not have fighting while a storm rages outside.
If my stories do not suffice, maybe little Weed would like to tell a tale.
Sure.
Go ahead, Weed.
Once upon a time, there was a dumb Scottish man in a boat, and I wanted to punch him in his stupid face.
Weed, please.
Hey, are you talking about me?
Yes, you blimey bastard.
Scottrick is no bastard. My mother and father were married right after they fucked.
Enough! I do understand that our situation is not ideal. I do understand there is much contempt between you two, but there are more pressing matters.
Like what?
The storm, Nansko.
Weed.
Sorry, Mother.
Now let us calm ourselves and play another round of Pinnacle. And Scottrick, maybe you could enhance our mood by telling another interesting story.
You are using the word interesting far too loosely, Mother.
I have just the story. It's about my dog Bones.
Very good. Tell us.
Scottrick was just about to talk about his dog when the ship rocked abruptly. The tilt sent items crashing to the floor. Solaria, Scottrick, and Weed fell. The ship lurched forward, but then upended. Shouts from above claimed horror. The ship flipped and water instantly crashed through the wooden hull. The lantern burst and the room was dark. The ship continued to roll and water rushed in. Was this the end of our heroes? Were these people even heroes? What was the story about Bones' dog? Was it interesting? Was it 10 seconds long? Would we hate it? Am I a good narrator? Is Chair of Swords even a good podcast? Will you rate and review this podcast 5 stars, or will you be an asshole and rate it only 1? Find out next time on Chair of Swords. Just kidding. The episode's not done yet. Hours later, the storm had passed, and the sun had broken through the few remaining clouds. Solaria's eyes slowly opened as she choked up water.
What? Where?
She had washed ashore. Debris lay around her. She looked about for any sign of life, but no one else was present. Solaria got up and walked along the sandy coast of a land she was not accustomed to.
Weed, Scottrick, Captain, random pirates.
She could not find a soul. Solaria scoured the beach and eventually headed inland.
Weed, Scottrick, pirate? Any pirate. Weed, is that you?
But that rustle in the brush was not Weed. No.
Weed?
Solaria moved closer to the strange noise, cautiously. Solaria tripped and tumbled through brush, down a small hill. She hit the ground with a thud. When she rolled over, 3 men with spears stood above her. Their faces painted, their bodies nude, and their demeanor that of which one may be worried. They did not attack, but kept their spears fixed on poor Solaria. Behind the men, Solaria could see an elderly woman standing on a large rock. The woman raised her staff.
Kill her!
The men raised their spears, and Solaria knew her life was all but through. Will Solaria live? Who is this elderly woman? Who are the men with spears? Where is Weed? Where is Scottrick? What is that story about Bones the dog? Find out next time on Chair of Swords. This is the real ending of the episode. Chair of Swords, written by Robert M. Lamb. Edited by Robert M. Lamb, Amber Simpson, and Adam Jetmore. Starring Nick Engelhardt, Amy LeRae, Jack Austin, Brian Messi, Ashley Cardasano, Amber Simpson, Robert M. Lamb, Alicia T., Brett Wilkins, Jose Caraballo, Jay Moron, Kaylin Boyd, Mike Lenhart, April Cadmus Marsh, Victor M., Ryan Grosjean, Seth York, Ryan Wiggs, John Lazavit, Chris Cardazano, Caitlin Core, Ashley York, and Arlene Toro. Music provided by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and Soundsnap.com. Visit www.7lamb.com or www.blogtalkradio.com/7lamb for more fictional podcasts. And don't forget to rate and review on iTunes.
This has been a 7 Lamb production.